This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids.
What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and since I didn't have to go out of town this weekend, I can now do a proper video. Didn't do a proper video for the Game Award. Sorry, guys, but I just dropped something. You probably heard that bounce in the background. Probably hear my PS4 humming in the background as well. And I guess that's apropos because the PlayStation Experience is this weekend, along with the Game Awards, which is happening tonight. You guys are probably watching that at the time that I'm recording this. Actually, no, hasn't started yet. It got about an hour until it starts as I'm recording this video to discuss the PlayStation Experience for 2017. It's going to be an interesting year because Sony has a lot of titles out in the wild that have been announced that we haven't gotten release dates for. Some games we haven't seen gameplay for, such as The Last of Us 2, things like that. And there's a lot of stuff that I'm sure Sony has on the back burner that's ready to be announced. So what should we expect from PlayStation Experience this year? It's kind of a banner year because they've had some like good landmarks for their consoles and certain games. Like, it's crazy to know that Uncharted Drake's Fortune is 10 years old. I didn't get it when it came out. I didn't get my PlayStation 3 until 2009. And I remember, it's funny, I tweeted this to Naughty Dog. I remember I was in Best Buy looking for another controller, and I noticed they had a deal on controllers where if you bought a controller, it would come with a certain game. One of those controllers came with Uncharted Drake's Fortune. I was like, this looks interesting because this is, I did the old school thing. You remember back in the day, for those old enough to remember, where we didn't have the internet and all of these things to help us curate games. Best way to find out whether or not you want a game or not was to go into the store, look through the game section, look at the back of the game and read the description and look at the pictures and see if it looks like or sounds like something that was cool to you. And Uncharted sounded like it was something cool to me. At the time, Uncharted 2 had just came out as well. So you were getting a lot of promos for that. And, I was like, well, they keep hyping the hell out of 2. And, Jack Tretton, no, not Jack. What was the name of the guy who, was it Jack Tretton? The guy who used to do the PlayStation commercials? I forget. No, Jack Tretton, I believe, was the executive of PlayStation. He used to be the keynote speaker for any presentation they did. God, I can't remember the name of the guy in the PlayStation commercials, but it was one of those, and I saw that, and I connected the two. I was like, oh, this is the first one. Well, maybe I should play the first one first. And since it's just like, a freebie along with the controller, fuck it. Why not? And so I did that. And I couldn't have been more happier to have done that. Uncharted is a great series to me. I love that franchise. And, with that being in the mix, maybe Sony's going to do something special for Uncharted. Maybe there's going to be a different type of collection or something like that. But I'm also expecting Sony to reach in and pull back some old franchises. Sony has quite a few studios working on things in secret. Some, out there like Last of Us 2, God of War, things like that. But you have to think there's a whole lot of other studios out there, and people are going to be looking for some classics to come back. So you probably see some more classic stuff come back from Sony. Me personally, I would like to see more new IPs, new ideas. Let these studios flex their muscles like you let Guerrilla Games do with Horizon Zero Dawn. That's the one thing I've always liked about Sony is that they do that. They let they'll find a franchise that's popular with these studios, and then let them branch out. Just like they let Naughty Dog branch from Jack and Daxter to Uncharted to now The Last of Us. They let Guerrilla Games go from the damn, I just forgot the name of the shooter series that they did, but the last game was Shadowfall in that series. Ooh, man, old age getting to me must be, but they let them branch off and do Horizon Zero Dawn. Um, they let their studios come up with new creative ideas, and that's what I'm expecting for them. Of course, you're gonna get a lot of indie stuff. I know a lot of you hate that indie stuff, but hey, that indie stuff helps fuel the industry when you think about it, because there's a lot of smaller games that people play in between the large AAA games that they help studios develop bigger games and to grow and to get recognition and things like that. So I say this every year when I do this video, but don't knock the indie stuff. Seriously. Pay attention to the indie scene, because think about things like Cuphead. If people didn't pay attention to the indies at all, Cuphead would never have been recognized as it's going to be over the past few weeks in gaming awards. So just keep that in mind when you look at this and you start like groaning when the indies start coming out, because you may find the next Cuphead. You never know. You'll at the least you'll find a lot of good, decent games to play. Big announcement predictions. I'm not gonna make that. I'm gonna leave that alone for this year. I could tease people that I know and say one particular game, which I still believe in the bottom of my heart will be made eventually when Sony feels like it's the right time. But I'm not going to say that name because it sparks a lot of fire and a lot of like upset feelings. You know what I mean? But I'm expecting a good showing from that. Sony has already announced they have over 70 million consoles sold, so they're going into this with that. The VR seems to be selling pretty decently, over 2 million for that. And yes, guys, you're gonna get some VR stuff. Sorry if you don't care about VR, but Sony's going to do their same meticulous thing and promote the different types of games, types of gaming experiences that they have. And just because it doesn't sit with you doesn't mean that it doesn't matter. It's one of the things I've always liked about Sony, that they will pay attention to their demographic and try to at least give homage to some. Although the Vita right now definitely doesn't get much love, but there'll probably be some Vita stuff as well. But I definitely expect them to like pop something big out of the bag. I feel like the way Keighley is hyping the gaming awards with Kojima and them, that you're not gonna get gameplay at the Game Awards. Although it wouldn't surprise me if you saw it for Death Stranding, but I think they would save that for the PlayStation Experience and have Kojima do something there. But we'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be an interesting weekend. Lots of gaming content out there for us to pay attention to. So enjoy the Game Awards, enjoy the PlayStation Experience. Let me know what you think is going to happen. Anyway, as always, feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Black Megas, and I'm out. Deuces.